It's the Cable MTGO Show.
Hot diggity, we got a pack. Oh, man. Pace up to Delta. Hey, the evil baboon. 7-day in. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I want to take a Mana Crypt. Not going to overthink it. The best spot for Mana Crypt is aggro, so Lelia-esque cards. Some otherwise terrible cards like Rabble Master just got pretty good. Wow, this is not really a Mana Crypt pack, is it? You could take Delta and think about being a Tinker deck. I kind of want to take the Verge. I kind of want to force Boros from this start. Another 365 is crazy. It's crazy. What is this guy thinking? Yeah, it really just doesn't scream Boros, does it? Think about that Trinket Mage. Think about a little T-Mage action. Just crazy enough to work. Yeah. Yeah, the red and white payoffs here just aren't amazing, right? There's like a Dracosaur. I'm going to take the Kappa. I Untouched Marlin. I finally got rid of a giant metal post that was sticking out of my ground, like right heading into the backyard. And I was always worried that someone was going to stub their toe or trip over it or something. It used to be connected to like an old ground wire, but that had long been severed, so it was just a post just sticking up like two or 3 inches out of the ground. I was like, I'll just dig this up. I'm like out here with a shovel anyway, piece of cake. And I start digging, and I get like 2 feet down, and I still haven't reached the edge. And it's to the point where I'm going to have to like widen the fucking hole so I can dig down deeper. And I'm sweating, and I'm tired, and I'm looking at this fucking metal bar and wrenching on it, just hoping it'll just like give, you know? Working it back and forth, trying to loosen it. Nothing's working. And finally I just go to the garage and get my Sawzall, get my reciprocating saw, and just like cut it in half and then rebury it. Problem solved. I'm gonna grab Storm Chaser's Talent. It's not like an amazing card, but it gets very good if you get cards like Time Warp in your deck, huh? What if we actually played High Tide? Or Mono Blue so far. Portal Hole's just really good though. How many of the 365 do I think Cube will be up? All of it. So they have single limb Cube, even on the days where the league is down. If you mean just the league, probably over half. Like I would guess some 200 days. All right, thanks for the luck, Team Kills. All my landscaping projects in the backyard come into completion. Putting in a rain garden right now. I'm about halfway done. Starting to look like it's taking a garden shape. I see a bunch of cute little plants sprouting up in my garden beds. I really overseeded basically everything because I was worried stuff wouldn't grow. That's all right. Let's go back through and thin it. Seeds are cheap. Some people are like real stingy with Siege, and then they'll like save the extras for next year. I always like dealing with the little package is always annoying to me. And then they start to lose potency. I don't see a Mana Crypt. Level card here. Bunch of garbage. You just throw a true name in. I kind of like the Shelldock Isle. What if I took the Meticulous Archive? In case we ended up with like a balance or something. Archive's good. Little library action. I like library over like Teferi and Preordain. I haven't had a good reason to take library recently, but I think this is a solid spot for it. Am I growing any fruit? So not in my garden beds. I do have several mulberry trees planted. Or is it Saga's a great fucking pickup, huh? You can go get that mana crypt for me. Yeah, one of the mulberry trees that I transplanted was like 4 feet taller than I was. Like a 10-foot tall tree. Largest tree I've ever transplanted by myself by a lot. And it's leafing out. It's looking great. Doing really well. But no, mostly growing herbs, lettuce, onions, and zucchini. Currently putting in another bed, and I think I might put like pumpkin and stuff in there. All the lettuce and like bok choy and stuff, I'm putting in the raised beds so like rabbits and stuff can't get at them, and then like stuff I care a little bit less about is just going into some ground beds. A little lower effort. What is the Dance 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 song that I play frequently? Are you talking about the Dance Dance Dance? Yeah, I don't know. My brain went to Gas Gas Gas. I don't know what Dance 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 would be. Yeah, gonna grab Portal in case we see Tinker, huh? Makes sense. Ooh, a Mox Opal. That helps. That's helpful. Do we grab Blightsteel also in case we see Tinker? There's a Shorekai here that I like kind of want to grab. Infinite cards. I'm just going to grab Shorekai. Play to the deck I have instead of specking. Your wife threw some mint in the backyard trying to beat back the grass? Oh, yeah. I mean, mint takes over. I had some mint in a flower bed, and now it's trying to, like, take over nearby flower beds. And I've basically just, like, allowed it to have a giant section of the yard, and I'm like, that's yours, mint. It sprouts up like sooner than anything else in the spring, and then there's just like green there immediately. So like I really don't mind it, and then like, the whole backyard smells dope. But yeah, it'll take over for sure. Mint's crazy. You're putting in a lot of effort into some heirloom tomatoes this year. Nice. But you're convinced rats are gonna eat them all. Oh no. Yeah, I've never had that. There's a lot of voles where I live. So, like the raised beds, I put like a wired mesh screening along the bottom so that like worms can get in, but voles can't. Cube is life. Hell yeah. You had mint in a pot. Wind blew over the pot, and it's taking over the yard and a flower bed. That sounds about right. Yeah, mint's fucked up. True Name and Sheldock came back. Two I was considering before. I'm gonna grab Sheldock now. Now I got this Portal hum. Squirrels love your beds and pots. Yeah, squirrels have been digging in mine too. They especially like the one I put in the front yard that's like purely cosmetic. And they haven't like dug up any of the plants. They just dig near them. It's like they saw me planting and they're like, I bet he planted a bunch of nuts and shit in there. And they're like scrounging, they're checking it out. Chrome Mox actually would have been kind of sweet in this deck. All these pitch lands. This kid's got to be like 8 years old. Maybe 10? I don't know. Wild video. Last year they dug up all the seeds you planted in the bed the next day. No! Yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know that to do that to me. Fortunately. Song is a banger. And then they have the ladies here singing in traditional garb. The video really adds something. Anything good? Do we have anything good, please? Not really. That was not what I was looking for. No Academy, no Moxen. I guess I'm just grabbing the Talisman. Maybe I'll get shipped a balance or something. Make this deck good, huh? Ooh, day 7. Hell yeah, day 7. You love it whenever it is a day of the week now and Caleb's streaming. Yeah, every day ending in Y, huh? The Tundra's good. We already have like 9 picks devoted to our mana, though. I feel like I need to grab like Counterspell here. up our playables count. Probably supposed to grab Karn. I am tempted by Solitude. Our white count's higher than it looks with the Eagles and Witch Enchanter in the mana base. Yeah, fuck it. 1 week down, I got this. I absolutely have this. I've done it before, right? Look, if young idiot Caleb could do it, smart adult Caleb fucking gonna ace this. If we had Academy, I might like Saheeli. I'm just gonna grab Reprieve. This Manifold Key does nothing here, huh? I guess it's good with like Relic and Shorokai. Grab Underground Sea so I can hardcast Dam. I think this is just turning into a control deck with an artifact sub-theme, and that's okay. 365 days of streaming, love it. I love it too, Lobster. I think it's gonna be great. All these fucking sweepers that aren't any good. Sunfall makes an artifact. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Just what I needed. All right, with top in, I'm gonna play the key. So currently we need like 2 more playables. Awkward. I hope I'm not throwing Hero Blade Hold in this pile of sweepers. We'll see what wheels for me. How old is this song? This video was uploaded 13 years ago. A Thalia deck? Yeah. You play the Thalia and you're like, please kill this, please kill this, please kill this. Oh, Ballista Wield, nice. Oh, a late-ass Flage, huh? Maybe I should have forced Boros. Nice. Back-to-back playables. Every deck's a Thalia deck, if you believe. I don't know if I would trust Che Cloud specifically on where to put Thalia. Hey, turn 1 Tibalt, thanks to the sub, thanks to 63 months. We do have the potential, so like in matchups where the sweepers are bad, we can board them out and bring in like Mother of Runes, Ascendant of Storms, Hero Blade Hold. Become like a weird little aggro control thing. I think we're gonna die to our own Mana Crypt a lot, but that's okay. Sometimes it's just nice to feel something. I was surprised at how large the zucchini seeds are. Or, I'm sorry, not the seeds, but like the actual sproutlings. Like, I put them in the ground, watered them for 2 days, and they just came out. They like erupted from the ground. And they already look like that plant from Little Shop of Horrors. Just behemoths. Yeah, feed me, Seymour. Sweagles can get the archive. I guess we count it towards blue. This would be 9 blue and 4, 5, 6, 7 white. 8 white. And then we got a talisman, so it's actually 9 white. And 2 more blue than what I said. What did I say? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11. I like that, because we need Counterspell early, and then the double whites come down post-Coalition Relic. I think this will be good. You did good, Magic Online. That's a good mana base. Some tiny little fairy houses, you know? Non-edibles, gotcha. I threw some wine cap mushroom spores around, but mostly that's to like help make the soil awesome, and it would be like just a bonus if any of them were edible. If they actually grew. Apparently they take months and months. You grew a champagne grapevine. You didn't get a chance to pick your grapes because the moment they turned purple, the birds feasted on them. Yeah, that just means you got to grow more. You got to grow enough for the birds and yourselves. Fly agaric. Are you talking about amanitas? So Amanita muscarias are technically poisonous, but if you heat them up, the poison converts. You just need to make absolutely sure that you heat them to the correct temperature. You know, use a thermometer and stuff. Be safe. And it converts into something that's actually psychotropic to humans. So obviously, stay safe and such. And because I am streaming on twitch.tv, I should clarify that I don't recommend breaking any of your local laws or ordinances. Exerting arena of glory. Foraging in the States can get a little hairy. What do you mean, Skyfish? Sure. But officer, the streamer you watched for years, said it's okay. They're actually legal in most states. Amanita muscaria. Check with your own state regulations. In some states, they became illegal, I think, because head shops started selling them. But because they're not psilocybin, a lot of drug laws just like never noticed them really. I just want to pay out the portable hole now, just so this makes slightly larger things. It's a little nerve-wracking. Consequences for screwing up certain IDs aren't pleasant. Oh, yeah, the actual identification. Yeah, if you're not, like, experienced about it. One of the cool things that I've noticed is when you're, like, unsure about something that's potentially dangerous, there are, I hate that I'm promoting it, but Reddit is actually a tremendous resource. There is a Reddit subgroup for every kind of specialist you can imagine, and most of them don't mind helping you, especially with stuff like that, stuff that could be potentially dangerous. So if you're ever not sure about an identification, recently I was like remodeling my basement, and I wasn't really sure if like some electrical cords could be removed or not. And I asked the Reddit, and they're like, this is exactly what those are. You can clear these. Don't mess with that big cord. Like, thanks, awesome. Just like having that, not having to worry about it, right? Really good for DIY projects. Speaking about mushroom identification specifically, when AI books first started becoming popular, there was one that got released that like literally recommended some mushroom foraging advice that was wrong and like could have gotten somebody killed. The book got recalled, but it's like terrifying that anybody would sell a book not written by a professional on that subject matter, right? Huh, okay. Could play the portal. I don't think I want to do that. Maybe next turn. Oh, I stacked it wrong for that. So you could just Teferi and draw cards. I think I'm just supposed to play this Kappa Cannoneer and start winning the game, huh? Oh, and this goes without saying. I don't think anyone that's like serious about foraging and identification would need to hear this. But if you're ever not sure about an ID, obviously don't fucking eat it. That's not safe. Hopefully you wouldn't need me to tell you, huh? Hmm. Trying to avoid running out this mana crypt if I can. Also, this is another tip for foraging and edibles and stuff. The first time you're trying a plant, even if you are confident, trying a plant, trying a mushroom, what have you, try a little bit at a time. Just a little bit. Give your body time to digest it, see how it feels. It won't save you from everything, but it has a good chance to save you from getting sick, I think this is going to be a good portal. That's what I think. Whoa, it tastes really good. That's kind of unlikely with wild forageables. Typically, they end up being more bitter than you would expect. I still really don't want a portal, or I still don't really want a mana crypt. So I think I'm just gonna Sunfall here. Could also Teferi, draw a card, then activate Shelldock. Okie doke. I'm kind of glad I didn't run out Mana Crypt to slam Portal. They just would have like killed the Portal off the top, and then I'd have this Mana Crypt doming me. Oh, they could have split the Arena Glory mana. I accept your trade. I thought about playing out the Talisman. This would have been a brilliant balance stack, huh? Oh, I could have just spun top, let them exile a land. Yeah, the Storm Chaser just rebuys Time Walk, and Teferi gets to ult, then you activate Relic and exile their lands, and good stuff. Well, that game went pretty swimmingly. The fact that they didn't have pressure for the first few turns was really nice for us. Also, like, our sweepers are live. The main concern is if they just body us on the play, or if they land some planeswalker, because we're really poor at answering planeswalkers, which is not what the deck's designed to do. There's not a ton of good answers in our color combination. There's Council's Judgment. I guess we could Teferi tuck one or something. Cast on the front side of Dam. Yeah, there's a few ways we can do that. It was kind of clean there. Turn 1 Voice of Victory. Nice. It's going to brick my counters. I don't think in general. I'm not going to spin top on upkeep, I don't think. I think I want to bin the Eagles for the dual land so I can get them to double bloom. But I could spin top and then use the Eagles as a shuffle. Maybe that's better, huh? Because I really want to find a sweeper. Yeah, let's use the top filtering, and then Coalition Relic will turn on the Opal, and we should be okay mana-wise. Well, some good fucking pressure, huh? Ooh. Perfect. Too bad I'm gonna lose the miscalc when I cycle my Eagles here. Because otherwise I'd be able to play Relic and have miscalc up next turn. Oh, I can just cast Dam. That's wild. Assuming they don't have a counter for me. Ephemerate? Alright. That's an answer, huh? That's an answer. You're gonna lose Ephemerate value if you don't blow your voice. It didn't work, the Dam? Oh, we got a card. We got a card out of the deal. It wasn't for nothing. One's got 2 in hand. Probably some removal, huh? Twiddle. Yeah, I'm the turtle cannon. There's a certain sort of player that gets unreasonably angry that Cannoneer buffs itself. I know they exist because they've been in my chat. They're like, why is it buffing? Why? You know? That's the broken part, not the ward 4, the unblockability. Just pretend it's a 5/5. How's that hard? You don't understand why it does that instead of just being a 5/5? Maybe they thought it was more intuitive with how it works. Beats me. It doesn't really save space, right? Because it already has to say other. They left on top. Don't love that. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I'm having a good time Deck's getting to do the thing. Ooh. Kind of forgot Ballista was in here. I was going to get Manifold Key and start drawing cards, but... One cool thing about Teferi here is it does give me a double uptick, the double activation off Saga, which is pretty fucking juicy, huh? Yeah, that's fine. That resolves. The old triple construct. We have double counterspell for whatever they draw. This is the spot where, like, if I could show hand, I just would. Not as like a rub-in, but in like a, yo, I've got you covered. And folks can just move on to the next game. Not a BM thing. Yay. I think it's like slightly slow, but the Trinket Mage can go get Mox Opal, or not Mox Opal, Mana Crypt. And then it starts to look less bad. Yeah, I don't need Solitude under a Shell deck. You like a Shell deck? Me too, especially in decks where like the game's gonna go long enough, right? Kind of hate this, but also hate them drawing cards off Bronco. Oh, I made a headway on new emotes. Found some Reddit threads on people advertising. So right now I'm just basically making sure that I've got like enough emotes for my order. I want to order like 5 or 6 static ones and then a whole bunch of animated ones. So if y'all have ideas, now's the time. A backseat emote? Sir Barrington Jam? You want it to be Sir Barrington dancing? I was kind of thinking for the jam, I was gonna do like a Sir Barrington animated eating popcorn. I kind of dig that. I was kind of thinking about using my head for the jam with the headphones. It could be the bear. Maybe the metal fingers. That sort of deal. I'm also gonna try and get some animation for what I'm getting rated. Maybe like a knighted Sir Barrington opening the drawbridge or something, welcoming in the raiders. That could be kind of cool and like. Could be me and the bear, huh? Because that's a larger animation, potentially. And then I need a Burninate emote for the point burninations. Let's see, we got 25 cards in the old tank here. All right, Mana Crypt. I'm gonna need a little bit of help here. A riff on Pyro Elmo could be fun for Burninates. It could. Can you think of like a magic character? Chandra, maybe. I was thinking about just like literally referencing the old Trogdor Burninator. You surprised we didn't slam Portal? Well, Portal doesn't actually help me beat my own Mana Crypt, so I've been kind of racing to my Shelldock has been my main goal here. Why not Sir Barrington? Should Sir Barrington breathe fire? Should my bear breathe fire? I kind of dig that. Add to the Sir Barrington lore. I actually kind of love that idea. It's like stupid. Right, I'm Rando. That is the original Trogdor. Trogdor is a dragon, and I was saying that was the original thing, right? All right, Mana Crypt. Jesus Christ. I could play the Kappa Cannoneer, then I'm not holding up Sink into Stupor. I guess that's fine. You would use a fire-breathing bear emote all the time. I was yeah, it was gonna be the emote for the point reward when people burn in 8 points. Make it a little snazzier, make it a little bit more of a reward. You could probably be an emote too. Fire Covenant for 12. Okay. That would have been a good thing to sink into Stupor, Alright, this time it'll be Tails. I can feel it. Hot diggity. So I can't quite activate Shorokai, right? This spits out a 5/5. Could sink into Stupor my own Mana Crypt. I think I'll do that. Well, you can't sink Mana Crypt because it says opponent controls. Fair enough. Awesome. This is like the best I've had a control deck do in a while, he said self-jinxingly. Could use a clapping or applause emote. I agree. What do I got here? Yeah, I have salute, wave, clapping. A dance emote is fun, yeah. I agree. Yeah, not very many bears get knighted. A Hail Santa emote? What would that look like? Hmm. Did someone suggest a trophy emote? We have one of those. We actually have two. You're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe this, but I did make that one in Photoshop. I know you're thinking that's way too sophisticated. I stacked it wrong, so I'm gonna do it again, annoyingly. I want to be able to tap the top to draw the sinkhole if I want it. Hey, Eeyore57, thanks that 58 months. What's the 2 for? It's for getting second place. The old 2-1 victory. I like sinking that one because it just takes up their whole turn. God, they have a shitload of cards. We're talking emote suggestions? We are, yeah. So far, I've got the Sickos guy cackling at his hand. Going, yes, yes! And then the hand would have, like a Black Lotus and a Time Walk in it or something. A dancing banger emote. Either me or the bear headbanging, holding headphones. Or maybe making the metal hands. A new GG emote. The one that I've got doesn't get used at all, and it's not very good. It looks like sarcastic, and I think people would use it more if it was more earnest. It made me laugh when I commissioned it, but that's not the purpose of an emote. The function, rather. I want a saddle up emote with like a snake tip in the cowboy hat. That could be animated. I want one of throwing cards. And I could just make that. I could just like record myself throwing cards in the air and then turn that into a GIF. I think that could work pretty well. I need a Burnation animation for points. And currently the front runner for that is Sir Barrington breathing fire. Which amuses me. And then common emotes that we're currently missing are a salute, a wave, and clapping. Oh, Sir Barrington eating popcorn. That's another one I wanted. My job's pretty cool. Thanks, Time333. Hope they're having fun and it's just a table flip. Sounds doable. Oh, shoot, what up? Hey, Tamlin thinks the sub thinks the 69 months. Nice. Can we animate the spider song emote? Oh, that's an interesting idea. I could probably do that right now. With, like, the default animations they allow. Let's see. What folder is all my old emotes in? Okay. I found a big bench. Doesn't look like the spiders in them. Okay, well, maybe this will take longer than I thought. It'd be kind of cool to like show you all the different animations though, and then you all could vote on which animation for spider you'd prefer. Yeah, seal away. A lizard wizard? What would the lizard wizard be doing? I'm down for a lizard wizard. Lizard wizard would just be in a counterspell pose. I could see that. You shall not pass is not a bad idea. Does a lizard wizard have to be doing anything? They can't just exist. If people are going to use the emote, it usually has to convey something, an emotion, an idea, something simple, and that'll be applicable in a lot of different spots. Ooh. You don't see a lot of number 1 use because it's so rare that I trophy. Well, part of the reason that one never sees use is it's part of the tier 3 sub rewards. It is an emote that feels a little bit more exclusive. But yeah, I found a bunch of... They added emote slots for just followers. So I could have had like 5 extra emote slots this whole time. And then because we like absolutely crushed recent sub goals, that opened up another 4 slots. So in terms of static emotes, I've got like at least 9, and I want to replace a couple of my old ones. Am I going to jam Commander Cube on Moto when it comes around? I am going to play it. I'm not sure if I'm going to dedicate a lot of time to it, but that's no head. I'll certainly play it, show folks what it's about. I am excited for a new cube to come to Moto, but I won't necessarily play it full time. An emoji crop rotation, exactly. I just hope that the opponent's having a good time. You know? We're all here just like playing a card game, hanging out, relaxing. They know about this counterspell too. They've known about the counterspell ever since I rebought it with the Storm Chasers. Can I do an emote of a lizard wizard casting a lightning bolt at a bird? That's a cool idea, but it sounds a little complicated. So I could counterspell that and save Portal. I think I'm just going to let it resolve and like nuke their hand. Get their last card. I feel like I'm like very favored with the Shieldred going. Or the Shorkai going, rather. Oh, it has to be instant or sorcery. Okay. I thought that was going to work with top. Awkward. This is a pretty good turn for them. I think what they want to do is blow up the portable hole. Yeah, and get back Emperor. Use that to get nice Archon attack in. Which doesn't win, but obviously it's good, right? Hey, Taisy Ho, thanks for the sub, thanks for the 5 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is probably like worst case scenario, and the game's still not over. Unless they got a bolt for me. Oh, well. I suppose that needs to be answered, huh? I'm going to lead on activating the Shorkai to get a little deeper before I commit my mana to Spinning Top. I think we just have 1 sweeper left, right? Because we used Wrath, we used the Dam. Could Teferi Tuck, but that doesn't answer both creatures. Hey, there we go. The token can block, sure, and then but then you're like weak to a removal spell off the top. I like just answering their things a little better. That does deal 1/3 of my remaining life total here. Oh, 1 mana short. I almost played the top and spun it. Why, it's not a mayhem. Fair enough. So the tokens are 8/8s. Yeah, you down tick on that. You run out the Cannoneer. The Cannoneer and the token can go the Shorkai. You have fucking plenty. Game got a little dicey. I think I could have played some. It feels like I shouldn't have allowed them to hit me with the Archon that one turn, right? It feels like I should have locked that possibility out somehow. Made it a closer game than it should have been. I don't know exactly what I should have done differently, but I had a lot of tools, a lot of options. Yeah, looks like a mold to me, huh? Yeah, the Stupor you can play on turn 1, and then if you like hit, then you get to play Talisman, Coalition Relic, and kill a bunch of things. Not good enough. Sorcerer by Corey Wong. Such a banger of a track. Is Shuffler getting the axe? It doesn't get used very much. It was like a cool idea for an emote, but very difficult to get all those letters in and have it be legible, which is why it's like so abbreviated. Is that your, do you bring it up because that's your vote? Yeah, I want to cut that one. I want to replace the GG emote. There's some emotes that don't get used very often that are still clearly bangers. Like the greed emote. Yeah, I don't hate that. It's for Toglo. I have the data over voltage, unlike how much each emote gets used in my stream and in other streams. You're looking at that for the first time? It got added for the first time recently. I originally had those commissioned as cheer motes when cheer motes were like a brand new thing. And then like nobody ever fucking used cheer motes. And I was looking over my emote section and I was like, oh, I'll just fucking throw these into the animated section because I had so many animated slots. They originally allowed like 5 animated slots and then they just like quickly opened it up, but now there's like 40 slots there. It's just, there's so many. Yeah, the person that did that emote, I would love to like get back and do more animated emotes. But I think he's out of the game, unfortunately. Like he did that for me like 6 years ago or something. Have I ever considered playing Magic Online as more or less my day-to-day job? I've thought about it. You like the idea of up the count, but the current version's hard to read at your resolution? Okay. I mean, just having like a professional artist draw the bubble letters instead of using like a Photoshop font, which is what that one is, might help. That was actually like the fourth attempt I'm rando to make it readable. It used to be much worse. What's awkward here is that in order to cast this Wrath... Oh, shit. I was going to say I would have to Manifold Key the Talisman to get enough white mana. But I think we can just cast the Dam now. And we lose a Saga activation, but worse things have happened, Yo, Caleb, you sexy biatch. What's up? Just playing some Magic, drafting some Cube, talking emotes with chat. Had a lot of cool ideas suggested so far. A lot of nice feedback. Let's get top here. Thought about getting Mox Opal, but I think we're doing like pretty okay on mana. Yeah, so with the key in the top, I'm just activating top, responding with the key activation, and I'll get to draw 2 at the top, and one of those cards will be itself, of course. But it turns it into a little draw engine. Kind of cute. Yeah, they're just packing. I'm over here drawing cards. I've got a big creature. They have nothing. What happens after the 365 days? There won't be a Earth anymore. At the end of the 365 is something called thermonuclear destruction. And the 365 that I'm doing is kind of a last hurrah, last celebration for the world. Gonna take a long weekend? That's a good idea, Stackzilla. I recommend the long weekend. Get your affairs in order. You were worried the stream would end? Yeah. Happy 1 week. Thanks, Reese. Aww. Think about pitch casting the Solitude. I was hoping to hard cast it. This song is the most annoying earworm I've ever found, and I love it. Grieg. The stop sign. Mana Crypt not doing me any favors. Ward, officially better than Hexproof. Officially a much better ability than Hexproof. God, Magic's a good game. What a great fucking game. Flawless victory.